Good to go.
Good to go. Good to go. Right. So this would be episode 2 then.
Episode 2, yeah.
Episode 2 of our little jaunt down memory lane of beers that stood out back in the day. And this one is probably, this one is the daddy of UK craft beer, isn't it, when you think about it?
I would think so. I think if it's not the first, it's one of the originals that's still around. I haven't had it for a long time.
No, I haven't. I think the last time I had it, it might have been one of the variations of it. I think it was Jaipur X. That would have been the last time I had it in can.
I did have the DDH, the double dry hopped version that was in Morrison's.
Yeah,
well, that was very nice. And I know people were saying that was Jaipur of old, and that ain't.
That ain't. Yeah, that ain't. Yeah, I mean, still 5.9% ABV.
5.9, isn't it? Also, I do remember when it was in bottle, I always preferred the bottle than the can.
Yeah. Well, this came about 2005, so it was a couple of years prior to Punk IPA coming onto the shelves, and of course, some people would say this would be Martin Dickey's baby, really.
Yeah.
When he spent his time working at the brewery, he helped create it. So, and obviously took it over to Brewdog when he got together with James. But as much as it was I suppose it still is their flagship beer. I still like when all their beers were in 500ml bottles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were just absolutely cracking stuff. Kipling, the American Pale Ale that they did.
Yeah, about that. For me, Thornbridge are a bit like Brewdog, where you can almost tell a Brewdog or a Thornbridge beer from a mile away on aroma and taste.
Yeah, they've got their own distinct sort of aroma. I get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
I mean, classic.
So we decided that we didn't want to buy a 4-pack because I don't think you can buy singles anymore in supermarkets. You might be able to in Morrison's. Actually, I know they still do single cans of 330ml stuff
on the 46.
Yeah, so obviously we didn't want to do that. So you were in Pompey, I was in the Lidl near me, and I said, "Look, they've still got some single cans." So you were in Pompey, and I said, "We went to pick one up." So I think it was £1.69.
179.
179.
179. Yeah, I picked 2 up.
Okay.
But let's open it up anyway. See what
you were brave. You were brave. You were. I haven't got a Thornbridge glass. I'm going to go with obviously Martin Dickey's connection. I'm going to go with my Brewdog Teku.
I'll stick it in me Thornbridge Teku. Yeah, we'll go Teku on it. I was going to pour it in me Fuller's glass. So I think I'm not too sure where I heard it from, but these are still, I think, probably the largest or got the largest output. Have been an independent brewery still. They've got the biggest output in the UK.
Okay.
And probably this comes into play quite a bit with the amount of bloody litres of beer they make just alone on Jaipur.
No, they got 6 hops in this. I did read this earlier. So Chinook, Centennial, Atanum, Simcoe, Columbus, and Cascade. So, they should on the hop build at least. If they haven't dicked around with it, it should still be fantastic. Yeah,
that's sort of leaning towards a West Coast IPA initially, wasn't it, when it first came around?
Absolutely. In the glass.
Little bit of a haze to it in there.
Tiny bit of haze in there. Lemon colour.
Yeah, finger of head. Delicate streams of carbonation.
Fairly big bubbles in mine, Dean. Is that about yours?
Just loads of bubbles, but just tiny little bubbles.
Yeah. Right, let's go for a nose.
It's all grapefruit.
Yeah, there's loads of grapefruit.
Bittersweet grapefruit.
Some lemon.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really.
Yeah, it's pretty mute, isn't it? There's not a lot going on with it. It's not jumping out of the glass or anything like that, but it tastes not too bad.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? I like the bitterness on the finish of it.
I was about to say, you get like a nice, almost piney West Coast sort of ending to the beer. Some nice grapefruit in there, a little bit of lemon. It's not. Let's be honest. It's not the beer it was. I don't think it is the beer it was.
It probably has changed. Like all things that. I mean, it's not just beer, is it? People chip away at what was something originally to just try and make it a little bit more of a markup on it. Yeah, it probably has changed.
Yeah, I think. I was thinking about this before we turned the camera on a bit earlier on, and I sat having a little bite to eat, and going back in this series of going back to beers that game-changing beers from yesteryear, whatever you want to call them. Have the beers changed, or more importantly, have we? With our palates changing over the years, obviously that
I'd like to think it's a bit of both. It's 50-50. But as the consumer, we'd like to think that we're right, aren't we? And whether it's our palates changing to the never-ending churn of new beers that are coming out, we like to think that our palates are true to what we're tasting, and then we reminisce from days gone by about beers. I can remember trying this in an airport when me and my family were flying out of Manchester to go to the Canaries, and they had Jaipur on tap.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely blown away by it. I was just discovering all this new stuff. Like I say, that all their beers were in 500ml bottles in Waitrose. Cracking. Absolutely cracking stuff. And trying that, and it was like, wow, this is fantastic. What am I feeling now with it? I'm enjoying it. It hasn't blown me socks off like it did back in 2008 or whenever it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I first had it probably like you. I picked up a big bomber bottle, and then I remember they Weatherspoons went through a stage of they had it on tap by us, and I had it then, and like you, thought it was absolutely fantastic. For me, it's got a little bit of the punk IPA about it now, where they've messed around slightly with it. I don't think it's the same beer. Obviously, for me, the body's not quite right on it. It's very watery.
Yeah, for 5.9, I would expect more of I wouldn't say bready body because that would be wrong with it being an IPA, but a bit more biscuity and a bit more fuller maybe.
Yeah. The flavours are okay. I completely, obviously we got it from the same place, so I'm hoping it's going to be the same batch. That's Hugo's bone. It's not a dead body. It's no one's leg falling on the floor. It's okay. I agree with you. I like the almost pine resiny sort of bitterness on the end. That's really nice.
It's
just missing something. I don't know what it is.
Would it be fair in saying it's become the taste that we're getting now? It's become commercialized. That commercialized taste.
I think that's a really good way of putting it. I think it's gone from almost like an underground rebellion beer.
Appeasing a small margin of people that really dig ruthless, aggressive bitterness and pine and resin, all that jazz. Going from box ticking, all them sort of people, and then moving up, volumes growing and growing and growing, supplies branching out to pretty much. I mean, it's like a bit like a brew dog, where it's in most supermarkets. Has it become just a safe, steady, commercial taste drinking experience.
I don't disagree with a single word of that. It's probably where it was brewed for the hundreds now, it's brewed for the thousands, so it's brewed for the masses. So obviously brewing at that capacity, something has to give somewhere, and that's going to be in ingredients.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
Someone, I can't remember who it was. Obviously, I'll just whenever this comes out on your channel, mate. I put a thing. I'm doing the top 10 worst beers that we've had on the channel, and someone commented that this version of Jaipur is in their top 10. I wouldn't go that far.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't go that far. It's a perfectly acceptable, drinkable,
mass market IPA.
Yeah. If you just want a beer to just knock back and not think about, then this is your man. Like 1,000,001 others that are out there.
I'd actually be quite interested in doing a comparison with this and Punk IPA, to be fair, because for me, they're not that far apart.
Yeah, I mean, you're the expert when it comes to Punk, because you probably drink more of it than anybody.
Not so much these days. But that for me, I don't know about you, I don't remember the grapefruit being so prominent in Jaipur before. Now, it's a long time since I had Jaipur, so I'm gonna, if I'm wrong on that. And for me, you had an almost, there was more hop character. Obviously, you got that 6 build hop.
Yeah.
Before that hop character, there's not so much hoppiness in that. I'm not getting that hop tingle. Whereas on the older version, that was very prominent. And I remember when I had the DDH, the double dry hop version, I think I'll get where people are coming from, but that was probably that. And this is not what it used to be. It's not. It's okay. It's perfect.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's perfectly good, but I think there's been bits taken out of its DNA a little bit, maybe along the line. I mean, for starters, the body. I think the body always gives the game away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you're trying a beer, whether it's been 10 years since you've had it or bloody 10 months, the mouthfeel is crucial, and that does taste a little bit watery for 5.9.
Well, I know we're going to get to the one beer that started this series, the thought of this series at some point, and we're not going to say what it is, but we both know what that is. I had it on tap last night.
Okay.
They've ruined it.
Oh dear.
They've ruined it all round. It's not just in can; it's ruined on tap as well, and that I was gutted. Because I went there for the one reason, to have a pint, 2/3, just to see what it was like. As soon as they started pouring it, I'm like,
that's a damn shame, that is.
It is a shame, but we'll get to that. I'm just not buying a can. Even, I know you're down in November, even if we do it then.
Yeah, actually, that'd be pretty cool, actually. Sit alongside you and do it.
Yeah, I think that's a
better idea. We'll save it for them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we could have 2 cans each.
Yeah. We'll be well oiled by the time we get around to do it anyway, probably. So,
would you buy it again, Dean?
Like you said, with it still being singles in Morrison's, if you want to mix and match and have that, 4 for 6, and maybe just have a couple of these for a knockback sort of IPA, then yes. Is it my favourite Thornbridge beer? Not by a country mile, it ain't. It might be their flagship and all that malarkey. But
Cocoa Wonderland over there.
Yeah, another belting beer. I mean, their Imperial Stout, St. Petersburg, Halcyon, which they used. I think they've discontinued now.
Was that in Tesco's or on Morrison's for a bit, Halcyon? That was a cracker.
I know it used to be available in Waitrose. That was like a 7.6% Imperial IPA, wasn't it?
Yeah. Green, was it a green can?
I only had it in when it was in bottles.
Yeah, I'm sure that made it into. I'm sure that made it into one of the Tesco's drops at one point.
Halcyon. Yeah, it could have done.
Yeah, I remember one of the first drops.
Yeah, Lucas.
Lucas, yeah, that's okay.
That was a not bad effort as for a lager. Again, it would fall into this sort of category. Just a nice knockback, simple enough.
We did a West Coast IPA from them. It was from Morrison's. I can't remember what that was, but it was in conjunction with.
Oh, it was a collab, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, with an American brewer. I can't remember who it was now. That was very good as well.
Mm. Yeah, they have. I mean, their back catalogue used to be fantastic. I mean, you go into Waitrose and they'd stock about 6 or 7 of their beers. It was great. And then the first nail on the coffin was they went from 500ml bottles to 330s, and that was everything. Yeah,
it was uniform across the lot, wasn't it?
Yeah. The branding changed as well, and I was like, oh, fucking hell, here we go again.
It's funny that all the branding never changes for the better, does it?
No.
Never better. Never.
No, I don't know if it's just that nostalgic sort of thing, though.
I think there's something in that. Obviously, you, as any consumer in anything, you're instantly drawn to something for whatever reason. If it changes, why is it changed for a start? And has the product changed within it?
Yeah. I never get that sort of. I know you've got to sort of move on with the times with certain things, but it's nice to keep a brand in place and just that, what you see is what you get sort of thing. It's when they mess around with football shirts as well.
Well, that's just a money making scheme now, isn't it? Unfortunately, that's just
just churning out. I mean,
let's paying out all their money every year on year.
Yeah, crazy.
Anyway, I agree with you. If it was in a 4 for £6 or buy 4 get the third free or whatever you're going to get, or whatever it is, get you 1 free, I'd quite happily pick up Jaipur again. Is it the same beer that I remember trying all those years ago? No, it isn't. Is it dreadful? No.
Yeah, I echo that there, mate. With what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's still perfectly drinkable, but it just hasn't got that wow factor. Maybe it'd be interesting to see somebody having it for the first time now.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, and if anybody's tried the double dry hop one or the Jaipur X, I know Dean did that. I never got hold of them ones. Let put the comments in Dean's comments, because the double dry hop one was lovely. It was fantastic. Yeah,
that came out in a special edition. That was, wasn't it? The socks.
It was a 10-year edition or something, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Pair of orange Jaipur socks, a tattoo, right, and three cans of beer, 440
That's cans. Right. And then the double dry hop one ended up in Morrison's, I think, at some point in one of their beer drops. It might even still be in there. I have to go up to the one in Cowplain, because these two might as well be napalmed.
Just off the A3, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, just off the A3. So yeah. I might have a stop in there at some point and see if they've got any, because that's a nice beer.
So yeah, thanks again to my good pal Scott, and we will see you on episode 3 of whatever beer we decide to choose. But I think we've got a good idea what it's going to be.
It might well, it might well. We might sneak one in before that, but if not, the one will be it'll be when you and your good lady come down in November, and we'll do it sort of live in the shed, and we'll get it done.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
All right, mate.
Thank you very much.
See you later. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.